Hey there. I wanted to show you what I've been doing this morning. I'm going to be continuing to make more of these bath bombs, and I'll show you how I do that. But these are ones that I've finished. They're tinted blue. You have to be very, very delicate with them as you're making them, because they can fall apart, and you need to let them dry at least overnight before you use them. And they're just lovely. You can put scent in them if you choose to. I've scented these. And what else can I say about these? I'm going to be giving these as a gift, and I'm going to proceed and make some more. So I'll show you step by step how I've done these so far. So here are the ingredients. You have dry ingredients and you have liquid ingredients, and you mix them separately at the start. So you're going to need some baking soda, some citric acid. I got that one online. Most of the ingredients come from the grocery store though. Some Epsom salt, some cornstarch. Now I'm going to choose to color mine, and this is some, it's called Mica powder. I got this online as well. And I'm going to use some white this time. It's just going to make it kind of sparkly. And then you'll also need some liquid coconut oil. I have a tiny bit left in this bottle, so I'm going to try to use it up. And then I'm choosing my scent. Going to go with lavender. And then you'll need these molds. I got these online as well. Just look up molds and you'll find them. And then some measuring spoons. I've got a tablespoon, half a tablespoon, and a quarter tablespoon. Then you'll need 2 bowls. I've got a larger one for the dry ingredients, and then a smaller one for the wet ingredients. So that's what you're going to need to get started. Okay, we're ready to start putting our ingredients together. We're going to start with a full cup of baking soda. Well, that's actually too much. So I'll scoop a little bit out. No scientific methods here, but I bet you it'll work. Okay, so that's the cup of baking soda. Then need a half a cup of citric acid. I think you can get this at the grocery store, I'm pretty sure, because it's a product used in canning. But anyway, I got mine online. It's pretty common, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. So we got a half a cup. And then we want half a cup of Epsom salt. Where's my half cup? Here it is. I forgot to get a spoon to start with, but that one's real handy. If you have any lumps, it's kind of a good idea to squish them. It's just easier than trying to squish them with a spoon. And actually, I wind up doing some hand mixing anyway. All right, so that's, wait a minute, that is a cup. That would have been disastrous. Gotta do half a cup. There you go. Put that back in the bag. And then need some cornstarch. Want a half a cup of that as well. Whoopsie. Okay, lid. Sure don't want that to fall off and get all over the floor. Kind of messy to clean up. Let me get my spoon. I got right here is one. So we're going to stir that up. And if you see any lumps, make sure to squish those up. I believe it's the baking soda that causes the fizzies in this recipe. So you want to make sure, oops, there's a nice little lump there. I think I'll use my hands for a minute or two. That way I can feel if there are any lumps. So we want this to be pretty fine stuff. I am so hot. I live here in Chandler, Arizona. It's so hot. Ugh. All my children and grandchildren live here or near. So after years of pressing me to move here, I finally gave in. I actually like it. I have a nice little place. Housing is reasonable out here. But I do miss changing of seasons. I grew up back east, so I had the full gamut of seasons there. Okay, that looks pretty good. And nice and fine it is. I'll put this aside for a moment. And we'll work. I'm going to rinse my hands off because they are really chalky. Okay. So now we have our wet ingredients, which are 2.5 tablespoons of coconut oil. So already got some stuff on my spoons here. Okay, 2.5 tablespoons. Let's see how much is left in this bottle. Well, that's exactly 1 tablespoon. So, glad I didn't throw that bottle away. And I have this one, brand new bottle. I wish they'd make these things easier to open. That's my method, just stab the dang thing. So I have 1, 2, 1/2. I believe you can use almond oil instead of coconut oil if you wish. And then we want 3/4 tablespoons of water. Should be about right. And then my essential oil. $12, 15 drops thereabouts. Kind of hard to measure, but that should do it. And then get a clean spoon. And mix that up a bit. Okay. Get my baking soda mix here. And we're going to pour this in slowly. If you don't do it slowly, it starts fizzing right away. So, slowly, slowly, slowly. bit more. Alrighty then. Finish mixing this. You would think it would never hold together, but after it dries out, and that takes, you should leave it out overnight before you try to use it, but they get nice and firm once they're dried out. But now this is the, I would say, delicate part when you get ready to put them in the forms. Because sometimes they just don't want to stay. And I've got enough to do 4 at a time. So I found out by trial and error that it's best to leave them in the form for a couple of minutes before you try to take them out of the form. That gives them a chance to kind of, I don't know, halfway solidify. So I got my scoop, my half circle, half ball, I should say, and I filled it overflowing. Same way with this one. So you've got 2 that look like this, and you're gonna squish them together, get them even. And you want to put them aside for a few minutes. Nice and full, overfilled. Squish them hard, use some muscle. And try to make sure the edges meet. That's another reason they could fall apart if your edges do not meet. There we go. Make sure it's all nice and even. I'm not sure I like that one. Well, maybe. Looks pretty. We'll see. These can be so relaxing in the tub. You just throw one of these in there, kick back, and it fizzles and it smells good. I use lavender, as I said, but you can use whatever scent you'd like. Okay, that's my 4. Still have a lot. Probably enough to make 3 or 4 more. So I'm going to come back in a minute or 2, give these a chance to form in the forms, and we'll continue this process and use up all this good stuff. Smells very good. Well, I forgot to put the mica powder in, which it would have added some sparkle, but I will to the next batch. So I'm going to take these out of the molds, and hopefully they'll be just lovely. Do this very gingerly. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Set it down very carefully. And all that I make today are gonna have to dry overnight. And that gives them a little more substance. Or substance, I think I should say. You see what I'm doing? Yeah. Whoops. Just lovely. Okay, so there are our first 4. Now with this remaining powder, I'm going to put the silver, it's called silver white mica powder in, which I got online. Not all of it, just enough to add some sparkle. Probably be able to do, anyway, 2 batches with this stuff. Okay, we're gonna mix it up again. And you don't wanna leave this powder sit. In other words, if you get tired and wanna finish it up in the morning, don't, because it'll dry out. But you can still use it as bath fizz. You just won't be able to make the pretty balls stick together. Can't really tell that the mica powder is in here. Maybe it'll be a little different when it dries. As you could see earlier, the blue powder added a pretty blue tint to this formula. So, okay. Got my 4. The set that I bought comes in small, medium, large. These are the medium. If there's any left over, I might just make a few medium balls. So remember, you're overfilling them and then pushing them together, making sure that both half of these containers are even, pushed together nicely. Whoops. And this one already fell apart. Let's try it again. Really delicate stuff. There we go. Press hard when you put them together. Whoopsie. Kind of a messy thing to do, but it pays off and it makes just a lovely, lovely gift. So I'm getting to the point now where it's kind of hard to scoop them up, scoop up the powder. Nice and even. And one more. There's gonna be a little bit left over. I might try to make a little small ball. You know, I can't really even see any sparkle in this, so I don't know what's up with that. Whoopsie. Okay, I happen to have a smaller mold, so I hate to throw things away or, you know, dispose of things that haven't been used but should have been used. So boy, this is gonna barely make a small one. Okay, and try to put a little more on here, because like I said, I hate to waste things. It just drives me nuts. Alrighty, here we go. Last one, ladies and gentlemen, for this batch. I've never tried to double the batch. So I don't know what would happen if you tried actually. Yeah, it looks good. Okay, I'll come back and let you see what they look like after I take them out of the mold. Well, I believe it's time to release the rest of these out of the molds. So let's just see how we did. Remember, be very delicately take these out of the molds. And oh no, I just broke one. I'll just reset it. And remember to let them sit overnight. Try not to let them quite touch each other. Beautiful. And I just hope I can put that last one back together. Please, 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 please. There's a little bit left in here. Let's see. Sorry, I'm away from the camera. There we go. Sorry once again. So that was that little one, the smaller one. So, out of the recipe that I gave you at the beginning of this video, we can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 nice size bath bombs. I'm gonna let this little one sit, and that's it for today. If I can get these things to stay together, they're not staying together very well, and I think it's because they're getting dried out. So I'm gonna try adding a little more. And as I said, it's a messy project, but it's worth it to make these beautiful bath bombs. Almost. And don't forget to fill them, even though you're going to lose some when you release it from the molds. I'm not exactly sure of the science behind it. I don't know if this one's gonna work, but we'll try it. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you make some of these delicious, delicious bath bombs for yourself, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.